We're just talking about the notion of how people are changing in the way they work, but also in their home life, and we're talking about transients.
Yes.
You want to just develop that
Yeah.
thought a little?
Yeah, what I learned, one of actually elements that I learned since I got myself involved in this project was like more and more, maybe perhaps especially younger generation, people actually are going to workspace, and then they may bring their own personal bits. Like for example, even the personalized computer and so on, and then stay at workstation in a maybe short period of time. And then maybe they just actually have a specific project or specific task. And then when it's complete, they move on. And they move on to next office. And then they carry their own things. Yeah, so wherever they go, they have got little own world, you know. And
Japanese wrapping.
yeah, they're wrapping. Yeah, even with Japanese wrapping. Yeah, like we call it Furoshiki. Yeah. It's an interesting concept. Yeah.
If you talk about this in a Japanese sense, what is that? How do they describe it, that concept?
Furoshiki is basically a cloth made out of cotton, officially. Yeah, but it can be nylon, whatever have you. And then you just wrap it. And then the beauty of Furoshiki is that because it's basically like a square piece of fabric, and then you can actually mold it into any shape you like. It can be round, can be square, can be like oblong shape, and you wrap it however you like, and you carry it. Yeah, I used to actually carry bento box, lunch box with Furoshiki. Yeah, and I used to go to work. Yeah.
The idea of transition, though, is an interesting one, isn't it? And where people are...
Well, of course.
I mean, because effectively you're saying people are taking their environment with them, where they move. And you're seeing this trend more and more. Yeah.
That was the fascinating part that for me to learn, like how actually the concept of work environment is changing. Yeah.
You thought only fashion was something you took with you where you went.
Complete isolated ones, they clothes that we can take it around and get changed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But in fact, actually, we change workstations wherever we go. We carry things, you know, and then we put it back, and it's very fascinating.
Allows
you to do. We can actually just pick one screen with you, and then this is my screen. And then move on to next, and then pop screen in front of you again. And so it's become yours.
No, it's a notion that hasn't occurred before.
It's a cultivated gesture, in my opinion. No, you have to respect the others and to create your landscape. But it takes culture, it takes time, experience. No, and this is very important what you say, because I think if I have to explain in my words, my poor English words, I would talk about layers. I like layers, fielding, because you can add really joy and life by layering experience. And this you can do with textiles, not textiles, with objects, but even without education you layer a lot. Our education is layering. Learning, layering, no?
I think actually like when you start layering and then layering and layering and layering, I mean, I'm talking about it in terms of actually fabric. You know, the color can change and texture can change, and then you can actually change the character without actually changing actual fabric. But just by adding another layer, you can change the character of the textile. I mean, that's actually going back to actually notion of transient. You know, and you can take layers out, and you can take layers out. You know, and then add it, and then you can add it or you can minus it. Yeah.
That's the notion of utilising one thing for many purposes.
That's true, actually. Multi-purpose garments. Yeah.
No, I like to create clothes. For me, it's one of my. I did it for many years, and still I like. I have not too much time because in the day life and night life, I want to stay with my son. I want to watch a movie. I want to work. But maybe I'll have time in the future to I'm just wondering, I would like to do something with crepe de chine, with Akira.
Yeah.
Tied it with some silk, tidying inside.
Yeah.
We can layer a little bit.
Yeah. Because clothing and fashion is really all about identity in the end, isn't it? I mean, people are selecting something from you. Do you think there's a persona that you find that they're seeking when they buy one of your garments? Do you think there's something that you've noticed in the spirit they're seeking when they buy your garments versus someone else's?
I found that like when actually decide to buy something, like for example, like this dress, not because this dress is actually like is screaming at you and then said, oh this it's gonna be worn by you, but now I think what it is actually they could be actually versatile enough to become your character, rather than actually this dress deciding that dress is the character, and so that's a very interesting notion nowadays. Actually, it's the consumer is the one who decide this is me, and then could a dress become me, not like a dress can become consumer.